Hey, I'm Matt Hudgens, and he's Dave Mulvaney, and this is Profitability MD. Dave, how you doing today, buddy?
Great, Matt. How are you?
I am doing good, refreshed after a little ski trip with my oldest daughter,
Out to
hitting the
Colorado.
slopes.
Nice.
Yeah, Colorado. Now we're back, almost spring-type weather out here. It's like 70, supposed to be 80 this weekend.
TPC week.
That's right. That's exactly right. All right, so episode 116, How to Craft Irresistible Offers. How to craft irresistible offers. Now, we've talked about this kind of in our core, kind of the things we start doing with our mastermind group is who's your target, what's your $1 million message, what's an irresistible offer. That's kind of one of our core starting points, right, for businesses. So I just thought today we would just chat on what does an irresistible offer look like? I don't know what you mean when you say an irresistible offer. Tell me what that means.
Certainly, one thing we would say is what's not an irresistible offer is price. Right. I mean, it can be an irresistible offer but it's normally not. If you're, I'm going to give you an example of something that, let's say, roofers right now are using, and it's a big problem in the insurance industry. But what roofers are saying, they show up at your house, there's wind damage or storm damage in the area.
Yeah, and hail damage. We get hail damage here in Georgia.
If we, we'll go up on your roof, we'll look at it. If we find damage, we will submit the claim to your insurance company, and where it becomes irresistible is where they say, you pay your deductible and you get a new roof. And so they're almost like business hunters. Well, that sounds like an irresistible offer to a lot of people because it was at the time it was unique enough. But now insurance companies are pushing back. But the point is, what made some of the companies got smart, and what they did is they hired a third-party adjuster, insurance adjuster, who doesn't work for them, and that adjuster charges a fee. And a lot of times, if the amount that the adjuster comes up with, in other words, this is the amount it costs to replace that roof based upon 3 or 4 contractors in the area or estimates in that area. And then the insurance company has to pay not only the adjuster fee and the cost of the roof. And so if the homeowner chooses that, so the homeowner gets a check. Well, you got to pay the adjuster, you got to pay for the roof. And a lot of times there's money left over for the homeowner.
Oh, wow. So get a new roof and some money back.
And that sometimes what's left is enough to cover their deductible. But the point being, for a long time, that was illegal to make, because it looks like you're making money. I say it's illegal. To the insurance companies, that would be a violation. But now what's happening is the third-party company has nothing to do with the roofing company. The third-party company is saying, you need a roof, and here's why. And you can use whoever you want to put the roof on. Well, that becomes irresistible. If you're sitting there, you're going to tell me I get a new roof and it's not going to cost me. So, of course, how do you package that? That's right, the irresistible offers. But I'm just using that as an example of how you take what you do as a service, and then you bring those words in and you say, okay, we'll get you, if there's damage to your roof, we'll get you, we'll get your insurance company to pay for it, which is not going to last forever. Everybody has heard insurance companies lately are going to change. They're going to do proration on roofs. But that's an example of how you get to an irresistible offer. It's you stop selling based around price, because you notice nowhere in that discussion did I care what it costs. I'm the homeowner. I don't care what it costs. Are you going to, I get a new roof out of it? Worst case scenario, I got to pay a deductible. And I get a new roof. That's great. My roof is, my house was built in 2008. So it's not that old, but I'll take a new roof.
Right. So go back and say, all right, so let's say you're a roofer. We use that as an example. And we'd say, number one, who's your target market? Are you doing commercial or residential? Let's just assume it's residential. Let's just say it's a residential roofer, right? So then your $1 million message needs to be, well, what is that? And we would craft a $1 million message. What's your $1 million message that makes it like, oh, obvious, right? But then we talk about what's an irresistible offer for the roofer, right? So somehow, does it cost you a dime, right? There's been wind damage, rain damage, hail damage in the area, right? You could do, but other irresistible offers, we've done this with some landscapers have done, and it's combine your packaging. We've talked about combine it, let's say, with a pressure washer. right? So I'm going to put in your roof and then I'm going to pressure wash your driveway, right? And then, so you could do a joint venture with a pressure washer who would, you talk to him and say, hey, come do this pressure wash for free. And then you could try to upsell your services to the homeowner. But me as a roofer, I've got the, so now you're packaging, you remember we talked about that, value added, we did that. You could team up with a landscaper, right? We're going to redo the garden around your mailbox. We'll do your roof and the, what do you do? Now you get a landscaper to do the garden around the mailbox for free, but they're really using that as a marketing opportunity to do the landscaping for the homeowner, right?
Yeah, so that, but what you keep saying is and that's how you stack. I like to call it
irresistible offer.
You're stacking value is what you're doing. And so
yes,
part of creating an irresistible offer is you stack value with okay. And so you start out with, it's a great offer. I mean, if you're, the landscaper, okay, we're going to do your, let's say your commercial landscaper, and everybody looks at it, it's $550 a month to cut the lawns, do the edging and the trimming. Well, okay, we do the $550 a month, but it includes the bushes and it includes perennials, it includes this, and this is all part of it. And we pressure wash the sidewalks once a year. Or, I mean, there's all these ands. And then all of a sudden you get to this point where, like, when you start stacking the value, even sometimes if you're more cost, but the value is so much that they go, well, that's a way better deal. And that's what you want them to get is, I'm getting all of this value instead of just a little bit. It's the ands that stacks the value.
Yeah, you want it to be, becomes an irresistible offer because the value is so great for the price you pay. So that's so a value added irresistible offer. It could also be that it makes it a no-brainer, money back guarantees or money back guarantees plus, right? Money back guarantees plus a $500 gift certificate, right? If we mess up, right? Well, so you can add on to it instead of value stacking. But then we've also talked about irresistible offers in a different twist was on the educational side, right? So I think I saw a stat that 75% of all roofing contractors are financially unstable. So wouldn't that be terrible if somebody starts on your roof and then they can't finish it, right? Because they go out of business or, because they've been running some sort of financial scheme that they don't have the money or the supplies run short, and all of a sudden you have an incomplete roof, right?
Yeah.
So could the irresistible offer go back to be, this is like the Joe Polish, carpet education, what to look for in a carpet cleaning company. So it could be what to look for in a roofing company. Did you know 75% of roofers are financially unstable? Wouldn't it be terrible to get a roof halfway done and not have it? We are bonded and insured, right? So you could start educating an irresistible offer through education, meaning here are the checkpoints that you're looking for a good roofer. Financially stable, check. Bonded and insured, check. Then you have some value added, get pressure washing, check. Landscaping, check. And now all of a sudden it's like, I didn't know what to look for in a roofer, but now I do. Plus I get these added bonuses. So now you've stacked and you've educated.
Well, here's an example. My church got a new roof about 3 years ago. It's about $125,000 investment. Well, last year it started to leak. Here's the problem. The roofing contractor's out of business. So and I'm not sure, but we might have gone with the lowest price company. So part of your irresistible offer could be why you should never go with the lowest price roofer.
Yeah. Well, the other part would be how about money down? Again, how a lot of times roofers were asked for money down.
Yeah.
Right. And so same kind of thing. What if you put the money down and the roofer disappears? Right. We've had that with other contractors. You put money down and they don't come back. Right? Ever. Or they come back 6 months later, but you're already in it for your deposit. Right. So there are only two times you should ever ask. Would that be, you're purchasing the materials, right? Which they need to deliver to your house. Right. So at least you got the materials. Or you're paying for the job yourself and kind of acting as your own general contractor, right? So that's another one of those checklists. Don't make a huge deposit. Don't pay money up front, or only pay money for the materials and make them stored at your house, right? That could be part of the checklist, because that's what could happen. Your church paid for roofer and he disappeared.
Well, they put the roof on, but I think with the irresistible offers, one of the things you mentioned, guarantees. You mentioned. See, for instance, you and I, we have a program where we help entrepreneurs in their business, and we know we can find, you know, $50,000 to $100,000, but in their business in literally a 90-minute call, really probably in a 60-minute call. But part of that is, if we don't find at least $10,000 in your business, we hand you a $250 gift card. So that's our guarantee, is we're so confident that that's where we make it irresistible. If you don't have an hour and a half to find money in your business, then you probably shouldn't be in business. But our offer is, look, we know we can find 50 to 100,000, but if we can't at least find 10 grand, we'll hand you a $250 gift card so you can take your wife out to dinner, because you probably need the $250 at that point. So, and you wouldn't be a good client for us. So,
right.
You know, that's an example of an irresistible offer that
it makes it a no-brainer.
It makes it a no-brainer. That's what you're trying to do with an offer.
Worst case scenario, I can't find $10,000 and I get a $250, right? That's a no-brainer, right? So that's irresistible offers. What makes it a no-brainer? Stacking the value, showing what they should be looking for in a good roofer, right? What's not a good offer? Family owned, in business for a long time. We do quality work. We guarantee our work. You know, they're all going to say that, right? That's the platitudes that everybody else can say. When you're talking about an irresistible offer, and goes back to your $1 million message too, and how they're connected, is that, you know, go back to the $1 million message for Domino's, 30 minutes guaranteed fresh, right? FedEx would absolutely positively has to be there overnight, right? That was part of their $1 million message, but it also gets part of their irresistible offer. So they are connected, right? And if it's not over there overnight, then you get a discount, or you get your money back, or 30 minutes free pizza. I think it was free if they didn't deliver it. They had to stop doing that. But that was their irresistible offer, which was tied to their $1 million message. So it's not family owned, in business a long time, quality work. We know that's not an irresistible offer. Do the 90-minute profit acceleration session and find 50,000, 100,000. If we can't find at least 10, we give you $250. That's irresistible, makes it a no-brainer. The no-brainer, you talked about easier with a roofer, and you might get money back, or it just calls you deductible for a new roof. That's irresistible, right? Stack on there a free pressure wash or a free flower bed. That's getting to be irresistible, right?
Yeah, irresistible. It doesn't necessarily mean it's like this grandiose thing.
Right.
You know, I was thinking back to a while ago, you had some windows replaced, and if I remember correctly, one of the people who quoted you said, "Well, I'll touch up the paint." That was irresistible enough. So everybody's replacing windows, but one person says, "Yeah, but we'll touch up the paint after we put the windows in, so that you don't have to do the painting."
Right. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go
all I
find a
need.
paint
So the
contractor.
irresistible offer can sometimes just be the one little thing. It's that one little extra, and you name it. And what it does is it keeps you from being in the price world more than, you know, I think of like Uber, for instance. Okay. For the longest time, Uber, the irresistible offer is you don't have to drive. Well, what's their irresistible offer today? I don't know if they have one. And this is the problem. Eventually, when you don't have an irresistible offer, is you start playing the price game.
Yeah, become a commodity.
And then what happens is you're heading for trouble. When all you have is you're stuck in the commoditized world. It's eventual major failure.
I think it's great. So we were out in Beaver Creek, my daughter and I, skiing, right? So an irresistible offer, in a sense, was we skied 4 out of 5 days, but they didn't make us return the skis for the day we turned off, right? It used to be that you have to trudge your stuff and take it back to the ski shop, so you have to turn it in, and then the next day you'd have to go and get it again, because they wanted to make sure you didn't cheat them. It was almost like an honor system. Hey, you're skiing 4 out of 5 days. We're not going to make you return that day you're not skiing. Just kind of the honor system. That was part of the irresistible offer. It was also super convenient. It was in the same condo or hotel place that we were staying in. So there's a convenience factor there that makes it more irresistible. Don't have to return it. That's irresistible. Oh, you can upgrade or switch it out for any reason. You know, if these skis don't work, or these boots don't work, come back. I'm sure all of them do that, right? But now you're starting to stack it up there. Where it was the biggest no-brainer, why wouldn't I rent from the ski shop that's in the condo that I'm staying in, when I don't have to return it? I can switch it out or upgrade if I want to upgrade. It was just a no-brainer for me to go with them instead of trudging across Beaver Creek to the other side of town, even if I would have saved a couple bucks.
Yeah, and
right?
this is one of those things, I think, Matt, that too many business owners get stuck trying to figure this out themselves. And
Right.
they say it's hard to read the label when you're inside the jar. It's that process of sometimes having other minds look at your business and say, hey, let's come up with an irresistible offer, because when you do it, you're trying to keep yourself out of this price game. The price game kills businesses. It'll kill any business. And so in your case, with the skis, big deal. Now I think of, like I mentioned, TPC Sawgrass for you golfers out there, but a lot of people don't understand. But if you go play around a golf at TPC, it's $450. But what do they give you? They give you this nice booklet with the yardage and everything. And then when you're done, they engrave your name on a little metal tag, and then that goes on your bag, and it says TPC Sawgrass, and your name is on it. So it's a bag tag. It's really cool. I've got a bunch of them that I've had on my bag, but they give it to you every time. Now, they don't tell you that, but if you buy a golf package, they have all of these things they add. You're still paying way more than you could play at any other golf course in Jacksonville. But the point is, the offer becomes irresistible because they're giving you things that push you over the edge. Hotels don't do it nearly as much as the VRBOs, the vacation rental by owners, because like I've stayed in VRBOs where we got there and they're like, yeah, you get a bottle of wine every day. They offer all these things for staying there, but they're charging you $600 a day, but they're giving you some things that cost a little bit of money, but not a lot of money. But it really says, wow, this sounds like a really great place. Well,
watch this. So we're over there in Beaver Creek, and I'm not getting any money for this. I should be. So we stayed at the Park Hyatt, which is the bottom of the gondola lift. And so part of the thing is, ski storage for free, right? So I had to take it back to my room. We got to ski, not only is the little ski shop in here, but now you get to come home and put your skis right here. You don't even have to trudge it through the hotel and up to your room. It's in there. So I got free storage, and they have free s'mores, right? So it's like they have fire pits all over Beaver Creek, and now it's COVID. They give you a little s'more kit. So it's kind of fun to kind of, come off the lifts, and you put your ski stuff up and you come out and hang out by the fire pits and do some s'mores. Again, nice little bonuses. Of course, it's probably the most expensive place to stay in there. But we got ski storage, and the ski shop's downstairs, and we got little s'mores. So all those little bonuses make you feel like it's worth it, like it's valuable, right? That it's irresistible enough.
And that's enough. Right. And here's the thing. This is where a lot of entrepreneurs, I think, get derailed. If you've noticed, on a couple occasions on this show today, we've talked about like the high price deals, these high price deals. Well, you notice we've both taken up those deals. Well, most people don't always choose. Look, I buy the best tools when I buy. Why? I don't know. Because I don't like to replace tools. I like to buy them once. So I buy the best, which normally comes with the most expensive. And not always, but a lot of times, some people want the best. So if they believe you're the best roofer, or they believe you're the best landscaper, or they believe you're the best at what you do, and you offer so much more than everyone else, that's where it becomes irresistible. And who would you rather sell to? The people who want the best, or the people who want the cheapest?
No, you're exactly right. We talked about this, I think, just recently. He's talking about, a contractor redoing kitchens. Don't call us if you want an ordinary kitchen. Only if you want extraordinary. You can do the same thing with your roofer, right? Don't call if you want an average roof. Call us if you want an extraordinary roofer, because 75% of contractors are, financially unstable, because we've got a code of ethics standard, because we don't require money down, right? That could be your irresistible offer, where it's a combination of educating them, and you're not hey, we're not the cheapest because we have all these high standards, because we're insured, because we're bonded, because we don't ask for money down. That's why we're a little more money. But because of that, that then it comes into, we know we're a good quality. then your platitudes work, right? Yeah. But it's fun to do that. So with my daughter and I were doing that. We're going out there and we talk about irresistible offers. What would make this a no-brainer? You go into, whatever, the ski shop. We're talking to the ski shop owners. We're talking to the, you go buy a t-shirt or a sweatshirt out there, what would make it be neat if they added a little, ski cap when you buy the sweatshirt or something. You pay a bunch of money for this overpriced sweatshirt and they give a little, I don't know, even the little sun, the thing to go on your sunglasses, the little lanyards or something, you can add value-added stacking, like we said, that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, and it's
think what an irresistible offer is, right? What would make it irresistible for you to do this? What would make it irresistible for a prospect to work with you, right? How do you reduce the risk? How do you eliminate the risk? How do you make it easy, no-brainer for them to do business with you? Why wouldn't you want to find $50,000, $100,000 in your business, right? Like that's like a no-brainer, right? Plus, if we can't find 10, we'll give you $250. Like, why wouldn't you try to do a profit acceleration session?
And I'm trying to think of some of the commercials you see that have an irresistible offer that have worked very well. Mike Lindell is one of them, the MyPillow guy. He's, you get two pillows for the whatever for one low price. He doesn't say it's two for the price of one or whatever he says, but on there he talks about why the pillow makes you sleep better and all this stuff. So now he's getting into your mentality. So he's getting to the offer.
Educating you, yeah.
Yeah, but then you finally realize I need this pillow or I want this pillow. I don't have one of his pillows. Sorry, Mike, if you're watching our show. But that being said, you end up getting two pillows. And so that's maybe for you and your wife, of course, who has one pillow on a bed, right? So, but then he's going to upsell you on sheets. And these are the best sheets from the cotton of, I think it's in like Israel is where they get the Giza sheets or whatever. I don't even know, but because I don't do their marketing, but the point is they get to these, what they do is they tell you all the benefits, which are great, but they're benefits to you. And then they tell you all that you're going to get for a price. That's what irresistible offer is. I mean, we may be, beating a dead horse, but it's never easy to come up with an irresistible offer, but yourself, I believe. I mean, I'm a copywriter and I sit sometimes and I have to bounce ideas off somebody. Hey, we need to come up with a gangbusters offer. Let me ask you what you think of these bullet points. And I mean, I get some feedback on it because it's hard to come up with an offer yourself. You need some input. And that's why sometimes a mastermind or whatever, because it's very hard when you're like, if you sell used cars and your lot has used cars on it, well, the guy up the road has used cars. How can you create an irresistible offer that's not based around price?
Right. Well, and that's the hot buttons. You got to find out what the hot buttons are, right? What's the hot button for the roofer, right? What's the hot button might be, like I said, an unfinished roof, a contractor that disappears with your money, right? That might be the hot button for a roofer, right? And then we talked about, could it be a guarantee, like money back guarantees? We didn't talk about this, you can't do that with roofers, but free trial. So I'm a golf nut, you're a golf nut, and Golf Now has this, pay $100 a year and you can get preferred tee times or something or another, and a dozen golf balls and something. Well, we're doing a golf trip out of town, and I'm probably going to use the Golf Now to get all these tee times. So now it's a free 7-day trial. So they're offering a free trial for the service, and I'll probably plan this whole golf trip using the Golf Now app, right? That's worth it to me for the $100 for the year price, right? You know what I'm saying? So because they offer the free trial, I'm getting this trip done with the free trial, but I'll probably just keep it because for $100, then I get a dozen golf balls, and then you get some other little discounts, $10 credit a month or something like that. So the next time I go somewhere, but it's really worth it just for this one trip to be a member, right? So, but they're hooking you with the free trial, and then they give it paid, right? So magazines do that all the time, right? The software service people, all these things where it's, free trial, and they automatically start billing your credit card, right?
Yeah, well, you have a Lexus, right?
Yeah.
Lexus is notorious for when you're on their lot, what they do is their offer is not just the car. They walk you into the service department. They introduce you to the service manager. And the service manager says, look, every time you bring that car in here, you're going to get a free loaner car. We've all got donuts and coffee, but that's not why you're coming in here. You're coming in here because you need, and you're not going to stay here because you have the irresistible offer is not just the car.
Right, it's the whole experience, and I've used that exact example with dentists. Right? Do you want to be the Jiffy Lube of dentistry, or the Jiffy Lube with a Lexus, right? Because a Lexus, when I go to the example before, when I go take my car to get Lexus, you're exactly right. I get a loaner car, I get to hang out there with free food and drink, and I got a nice little office that I can use and free Wi-Fi. Or when I take my daughter's car to Jiffy Lube, it's, sticky seats and the TV remote doesn't work, and I got to go stand outside to make a phone call, and right, which one do you want to be? So part of your irresistible offer could be the whole experience that comes with it, which is what you mentioned with the TPC, right? That's the other way to think about your irresistible offer is the experience, which is the same thing we mentioned about the Park Hyatt, the experience that comes with it, ski shop, free storage, free s'mores, right? That your irresistible can be part of the experience that makes it, well, you can't get that anywhere else, right? Or you could, but nobody else is offering that, right?
Yeah, it takes some in-depth thought about what you do and how can you differentiate yourself, and then how much extra value can you give without lowering your price.
Right.
The importance here is what we're trying to stress is that I want my clients to be in the higher price point, because if you're fighting the low price game, it is an awful place to be. I've dealt with contractors for years, and contractors play in the low bid, low price. And what kind of customer when the customer's telling you, I want the lowest possible price that I can get, they're telling you, I really want the lowest price piece of crap I can get my hands on. Yeah. And that's how I feel about low price stuff.
That's not what you want to compete with.
No.
But this is the cool part about this is let's just go back to the roofer. You can experiment, right? You could offer, try it for a month and see what the roof with the landscaper. Is that a good? Okay, next month it's the power washer guy, and then next month you come up with a window washer guy, right? You can experiment, right, and have different deals with different people and get creative. You could have different, reasons, right? It's Valentine's Day, clean the driveway off. I don't know. Or Valentine's Day, redo the garden by the, that's when we team up with a landscape. So we have a little tied a seasonality reason to it, right? So my point is you can get creative. It doesn't have to be just one offer and it's stale. It could be, we do this, then it's a limited, because then there's scarcity, right? An irresistible offer can include a scarcity, which scarcity is a way to do it, limited time, value added. So for limited time, we're offering, the garden around. For limited time, we're offering the pressure washing, free gutter cleaning, or free gutters, or you can team up with a gutter, or discount on the gutters. The other guy, gutter
yeah,
guy.
the more scarcity you can put into an irresistible offer, the better the results will be, for sure.
Yeah. So my point is, then it do a one-time deal, and it could be just experiment with us and have fun with it and start thinking outside the box. And what would make this irresistible to your clients? What would make it irresistible to you? What are their hot buttons? Like you mentioned the windows. Gosh, I didn't even know that I would have had to hire a painter contractor until that guy brought it up, right? And then once he brought it up, I'm like, heck yeah, I want to go with you, because I don't want to go find a painter.
I don't want to paint.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was, I assumed it was already in there, right? So the same thing with it, with the roofer. It could be, yeah, this is included in there, and other people don't include it, right? Didn't even know that we needed it. Anyway, so we're kind of wrapping this back up, but it was how to craft irresistible offers, right? It's part of the package of who's your target market and what's your $1 million message, and then crafting the irresistible offer. And what's going to make it a no-brainer to do business with you? What's it going to make it easy to do business with you? What's it going to make it a great experience to do business with you? Those are the type of examples we had. And we're saying get creative with it, right? And that's what we do in our mastermind group, right? And our mastermind group is we talk about these kind of offers, how to craft your irresistible offer, how to experiment with your irresistible offer. And that gets people in the door, and that brings money to your bottom line. So if you're interested in our mastermind group, Matt at profitabilitymd.com, Dave at profitabilitymd.com. We talk about our irresistible offer right now. We've got this thing called a profit acceleration session where we're going to find $50,000 to $100,000 in your business without spending a dollar more on advertising or marketing. And if we can't find at least $10,000, then we'll give you $250. That's our irresistible offer, that we think that we can find money in anybody's business, and we can show it to you and give you a roadmap at the end of the session that you can do that. Hopefully you would want to join our mastermind group to help you implement it, but that's a different story. But we're trying to make irresistible offers. We're a profit acceleration session, find money in your business that you don't even know is there. So we're at profitabilitymd.com. We're at podcast profitabilitymd.com. We're at YouTube channel profitabilitymd.com. We got it all going on, man. This is good. This was fun.
That's good. All right, Matt. Have a great afternoon.
All right, buddy. See you.